Hey guys, it's Stephen here. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things Learned after Manchester City's astonishing 18th victory in a row. A 1-0 victory at Arsenal away at their Emirates. And this non-existent fan channel is going to discuss what I personally took from the game yesterday. It's absolutely astonishing, this run. As is OneFootball. OneFootball is a fantastic app, and if you haven't already downloaded it, it's on the screen right now next to me. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. And if you haven't got it yet, what are you waiting for? For all your Manchester City news, for all your news from the world of football, for all your updates on Haaland, for all the stats that you need, for everything you need about football, you'll get it sent straight to your phone for absolutely £0. It's free, so what are you waiting for? Help support this channel a little bit as well. The more people that download it, it helps support my channel too. So click the link in the description below. Do yourself a massive favour. Get OneFootball, be up to date with all the transfer news and gossip from around the world of football, and you'll enjoy it, I promise you. Download OneFootball right now in the link in the description below and help a blue. Big love to every single one of you. I also want to say thank you as well to my latest Patreon producer, Ahmed Al Ali. Ahmed's an absolute legend, supporting me in the highest tier. Thank you so much to Ahmed. Patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany if you want to help support the channel a little bit. No worries if not. Don't forget, just make sure to hit that like button, give the video a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. You're all absolutely awesome. Right, let's get into the first thing that we learned from Manchester City's game yesterday, because there's one thing that scared me. It scared me in a good way at the start of the video, was that insane depth that we've got to this squad right now. Now, bear in mind, this team contained Sterling, Silva, Mahrez, Gundogan, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo, and Ederson. Quality players there. But then you look at the bench and go, oh wait, so this could be a lineup basically. I'm going to try and put it out as some kind of like 9-man lineup. You've got Stefan in goal, you've got Kyle Walker, and then you've got Mendy and Laporte. So you've got like a back three there of those players. And then you've got Rodri and Phil Foden. Then you've got Ferran Torres and Aguero and Jesus. It's absolutely ridiculous. That is a hell of a bench. Manchester City's squad depth at the moment just seems to go from strength to strength. Now, I guess we haven't really been used to this, given the fact that we had some kind of injuries throughout the season, really. We've not really been in a situation yet where we've got all our players back and available for selection. And we still haven't. That's the crazy thing about it. Nathan Ake is still not back. I can't say Nathan Ake without going, Nathan Ake, baby. Nathan Ake, whoa. I want to be in a stadium singing that so much. Anyway, Nathan Ake will soon be back as well, meaning we'll have a full selection of players available for Guardiola, and that depth is getting so useful right now, given the time of the season we're at, given the fact that we're now at the business end of the season, and all this quad talk is going around. It's still obviously very early to say all that kind of stuff, but Manchester City are close to winning the Premier League, theoretically speaking. We are in the final of the Carabao Cup. We are doing very well in the FA Cup as well, and we've got a tie that's favourable as well in the Champions League. This squad depth is going to be so useful towards this business end of the season. I mean, but look at the bench as well. Who drops out if Ake comes? Does Ake get on the bench? I mean, personally, I think it'll be Mendy. I think he'll drop to the stands, unfortunately for him. But either way, that is just insane depth throughout the team, and it's brilliant. It can only be incredibly useful going forward. And it's got some selection headaches as well, Guardiola, now, because he has to keep everyone happy. I mean, you can't leave like the likes of Rodri and Aguero and Jesus and Foden and all that kind of stuff on the bench regularly. I mean, you're going to have to make some changes there. So, Guardiola, I don't envy it. It's almost a bit easier sometimes when you've only got a certain amount of fit players. You have to pick them. But right now, it's difficult. Yesterday, though, personally, I did think we saw our best centre-back pairing. That's my personal take from it. As much as I love Laporte, and I genuinely do love Aymeric Laporte, I think he's a fantastic player. I just can't personally deny that at the moment, I think the best centre-back pairing that we've got is John Stones and Ruben Diaz. I don't think Laporte's done anything wrong. Two things can be true at the same time. He can be brilliant, but the other two can be maybe a better partnership. And it could be that I'm wrong there, but right now, well, I can only really look at the evidence in front of me, and it's not just the fact that they play really well together. It seems to be like there's a chemistry between them that clearly helps the players around them as well. There's clearly a blossoming belief between those two players that will radiate through the squad. When you've got players who are that willing to support each other, drive each other on, it will make a difference to the whole mentality of the actual 11. And the thing about Stones and Diaz is that they seem to be very good mates. You can tell that by the fact that they're always G'ing each other up and high-fiving each other and all that kind of stuff. And that centre-back pairing just seems very balanced. And yesterday was one of their best performances together, in my personal opinion. I mean, it wasn't the fact that they defended so well, which they do anyway. Is the bit where both Stones and Diaz, both of them were going on marauding runs that reminded me of a young PK at Barcelona in that great Guardiola team when he was just stepping out of defence past people. And we're seeing that from both of them now, and it was just a complete performance all around. I mean, that to me is our most balanced centre-back pairing at the moment. I'm sorry to Laporte, he's fantastic, and even sorry to Ake, he's a very good player as well. But right now, I think we're seeing the signs of a partnership that looks unflappable, genuinely flappable. Another clean sheet, and Arsenal are a tricky side, and we managed him with absolute ease. Next up, I want to just give a little bit of love to Zinchenko, man, because Zinchenko, and I include myself with this. I've been a little bit cautious on Zinchenko in general. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I saw this stat on screen right now. Zinchenko is now the highest individual winning percentage of any player in City's history played 80 or more games. 86%. City have won 15 of the 17 games he has played this season, with the only blemishes being the 0-0 in Porto and the 1-0 versus West Ham, where he only played 12 minutes as well. So one was a dead rubber, basically, and the other, he was only a substitute. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we can't really deny that impact anymore, and that winning percentage is ridiculous. I mean, at some point, I did honestly think his defensive capabilities weren't enough, and I think actually he has improved on that front. I don't think we can pretend that he's always been as good as he is right now. He's been good at some point, definitely. But there were times when wingers often got away from him. I do remember him looking a little bit negative, or not negative, sorry, unconfident, I guess, when wingers were running at him. And it feels these days, actually, he's just standing up to defenders constantly, attackers, and managing it, absolutely managing it with ease, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Consider the fact that he joined... He joined from like FC Ufa, a random team most people never even heard of, for 1.5 million as a young Ukrainian attacking midfielder. He went on loan to PSV, and that loan was terrible for him. And then he kind of hung around and got in the squad just because we couldn't really move him on. And the fact that he's turned into a left back by default, really, just because we needed someone to play there, and he's hung around and trusted himself, and he's trusted his own work ethic and his own ability to improve and resisted the City's urges to move him on and trusted his own ability. Zinchenko, in many ways, is like an inspiration for all of us. He really believes in hard work and paying attention, and also just being a goddamn nice guy. Zinchenko is a good person by all accounts. Like Manchester City, what I can tell, love him, love his attitude. One of my good best friends as well has met him and worked with him and said he's like the nicest footballer. Genuinely, absolutely lovely. Zinchenko, he doesn't get the credit he deserves, and sometimes I include myself in that as well. It's quite phenomenal what he's achieved. And Zinchenko right now, he's involved not just defensively, he's involved so much in what makes us such a good team in terms of a build-up from the back and general kind of involved in goal movements altogether. Zinchenko is very reliable right now, and there's a strong argument to suggest that at 1.5 million and now 24 years old, becoming into his maturity, we've actually solved potentially our left-back problem. It's crazy to think about it, but I can only admire him. What a player. Zinni is absolutely ace, and I'm so happy for him. Next on the list of things to talk about, I want to talk about Fernandinho, aging as ever like a fine wine. Obviously, he's my age, so I like to think I share some of those attributes as well in terms of aging well. But Guardiola was absolutely effusive afterwards. He said, what a game, I will always remember him. Sounds like a goodbye, that, doesn't it? I'm not sure he meant it that way. I think he meant just he's going to be one of my favourite players of all time, in terms of working with. And he said, he went on to say, Guardiola, about Fernandinho, he commanded absolutely everything in the middle. We need everyone. Now having a game every 3 days with travel, I'm going to have to rotate the team. It's impossible to sustain this rhythm. He knows his body perfectly and knows what he has to do in each moment. He knows when to talk, the rhythm we have to play. He's so clever in these terms. For 35, he plays just one game a week. It's perfect for him. And Guardiola's right. I mean, the influence of someone like Fernandinho around this squad, well, it's massive, not only because he still has that immense quality. And yesterday, he was absolutely battering Arsenal's midfield. I love his tenacity. I love his snidiness as well. I love his calm, polite snidiness. He's the kind of guy who'll stab you right there and smile in your face at the same time. And I love that nastiness that Fernandinho's got to his game, while also being goddamn charming. What an absolute legend he is. And his quality still as well. Of course, it looks like Rodri is stepping into his shoes brilliantly at the moment. But Fernandinho around this squad with his maturity and his experience and that general kind of demeanour that he's got, it's absolutely crucial to the harmony of this squad. And I'm so delighted to see Fernandinho playing this kind of reduced role, but doing it so successfully and while not underplaying his overall brilliance. It's great to see him find a place while not feeling marginalised, because you don't want to see a player that you love just kind of cast aside. But he's a perfect backup, and I think he'll be loving life as well right now, knowing that he's not going to play every week, but when he does play, he's absolutely useful, and he still gets plenty of minutes every now and then. Absolutely love him. One guy as well that we kind of hope will have a very similar kind of slow wind down to his career is Aguero. Now, we're going to have to be patient, unfortunately, about Sergio Aguero. Guardiola said this on Sergio. He said, I'm looking forward to putting him in the side. We cannot forget he was a long time injured. You get rid of him when you play. As soon as I can, I'll do it. I want to say, keep working hard. Your time will come. I want to be sure. Which is very interesting as well. Now, according to Jose Alvarez, who's very clearly connected to Aguero's camp, he's a journalist who has massive ties to Aguero's camp in general. He always seems to know what's going on with Aguero. He said Barca, PSG, Juventus and Inter have all talked with Aguero. And it sounds an awful lot to me at the moment that Aguero's doesn't really know his own future. He's admitted that as well. He doesn't really know what's going on. And I don't think City really know what's going on. We've got at least 17 games left of the season or something like that. So essentially what we're doing right now is just deciding on the future of Aguero. And it's painful. It's going to be horrible. No one wants to talk about the idea of Aguero leaving Manchester City. I definitely don't. But at the moment, I'm mentally preparing myself for it. I think that's probably a reasonable thing to do as well. I mean, my personal take is not likely correct. I could be wrong with this. I will hand on heart admit I'm just going off instinct there, but I don't really know any other way. Is that my personal take is that I don't really trust his body anymore. And I don't think Guardiola does either. I'm guessing the reason that Aguero's not currently playing is, I guess, I would guess, and it's just a guess, I will say that and add that massive caveat, so don't shoot me, I would guess that Aguero's currently fit. He's fit technically in terms of he can run and do all the fitness stuff, but I would be surprised if he's looking particularly sharp, if that makes sense. I think Guardiola's like, he's kind of fit, but I don't trust his sharpness, or I don't currently trust his form, because he looks like maybe he's holding back on his body or something like that. Because I don't really see, if we had a fit and firing Aguero, I don't really see Guardiola not using him, if that makes sense, especially when we need a goal. And it could be, of course, that at the moment we just don't need Aguero, so he's not using him because he doesn't want to take that risk with Aguero's fitness, because what we're doing at the moment is working, And it's difficult. You have to be patient with Aguero. I'm personally expecting him to leave in the summer. That ain't nice to hear. I'm expecting it to happen. I feel like City will go big for a striker, and it'll be Aguero that has to, unfortunately, move on because of his wages and because it's easier to do that, unfortunately. I don't want it to happen. I want him to score loads of goals and just have one final swan song next season when all the fans are hopefully back in the stadium. But I've made my peace with this situation. We'll see what happens. A long time left for him to start playing. But I've got a feeling he might be relatively on the outskirts from now on. You might not like it, but while we're winning, I can't really complain with Guardiola's methods, unfortunately. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you make of the Aguero stuff. It's very interesting to see all your opinions. And big love to every single one of you. And once again, thank you to my Patreon producer, Ahmed Al-Ali, who's supporting me at the highest tier. Ahmed, you absolute legend. And all the patrons as well, currently scrolling down the side of the screen. Player ratings videos up as well for the second tier YouTube and Patreon members. So thank you so much. And go check out my match reaction for yesterday as well. For now, though, have a wonderful day. Big love to every single one of you. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the usual stuff. Big love.